think those guys would make anybody sound good. So it's a pleasure to be able to play with them. To kind of close our piece, our concert, we want to do this last piece called "To Love Our God." And as Ray and I were thinking about just the whole gist of this concert, we realized that that's kind of what this whole thing has been about. Just to say, we're people of faith. We're great musicians. We're committed to making excellent music, but we're committed to doing that to the glory of the Lord, because that's just all that we can do. That's part of who we are. Every one of these people up here is committed to doing that. And so we thank you that you support church choirs and you support instrumentalists and all those kind of things, that you pay for people like Ray to work in a church, because that's a significant thing. Most countries in the world do not do that. America is very, very unique in that sense. And that allows me to make a living writing music for church, which is something that, I feel like it's a gift to be able to do that. So thank you for your belief in us and your support. People often ask me, where do I get my ideas to write music, and how does it all come about? And probably for every song there's a different story. Some of them are really mundane and boring, like my publisher assigned to me this, and so I have to get it done by such and such a date, and hopefully there's inspiration in the process of that. Other stories have much more personal meaning, and this song that we're going to finish with has that kind of meaning to me. Don Hinshaw of Hinshaw Music, who is a publishing company in North Carolina, was a very close friend of mine and my publisher for many years, and he died unexpectedly of a heart attack while vacationing in Mexico many years ago. And so a group of church musicians asked me to write an anthem in memoriam of Don Hinshaw. And so for me, it was kind of like the ante had been up, the bar had been raised, because I thought this is an important statement I'm going to make musically and textually. And so I actually asked a friend of mine, John Parker, who's a choir director who lives in Keller, Texas, to write a text. And he came up with this great text that is from the book of Ecclesiastes in the Old Testament. And it's that one that you've heard that's always about, kind of the king is musing about how life is all in vain and all is vanity, and we all just return to dust, and what's the use of living, kind of thing. Pretty bleak outlook on life. And so the first part of the anthem talks about that, and I've set that kind of in a minor key, and it wanders, and it's searching. And then we come to this very quiet spot near the end of that, where we whisper musically the answer to all those questions, which is simply what the answer is the reason that we're created, basically, is to love our God. That's the reason we live. It's our highest call. Nothing satisfies our soul or gives our life meaning, makes us whole. For this purpose, we were made to love our God.
singing